Hey guys, good morning. It's Miss Slaughter. So we're going to work together today on additional practice 11.1, solving two-step word problems, addition and subtraction. You should have already read the example, looked through it, and this is why maybe you might be a little confused, is because it's using the bar model. I do want to remind you that the bar model is just like the part whole model, where you have your whole number on top and you have part of what you're looking for, and if you have a whole and a part, you subtract, and this is that number you're going to be looking for. Now, if you have both parts in a problem, you add them together and it gives you the whole number, as like it shows here. They found the part right here and they added these two numbers together to get the whole. So we're going to work on number 1 and 2 together today, so that way I can model for you how to solve this problem. Remember, when we go back through knowing we have a multi-step word problem, we have our directions for the multi-step word problem. So I'm going to show you them right here. Remember, you read the whole problem first. Number 2, work out, write, show one sentence at a time. Number 3, draw pictures, show your work, use your known strategies. And then number 4, reread the question. So let's go ahead and start with number 1, which says read the problem first. So we're going to go ahead and read the problem so you can follow along with me on your paper. Number 1, Jamie has 875 building pieces in all. He gives his castle set to a friend. Jamie then buys the helicopter set. How many building pieces does Jamie have now? Okay, so I read that problem. I got a mental image in my head. And if you look at above number 1, it says, in 1, draw bar diagrams and write equations to solve. So I'm going to take that first sentence. Jamie has 875 building pieces in all. What does those words in all tell us to do? Think about it. We've talked about that in the past. In all means to add, or it's total. So we know that 875 building pieces is how many pieces he has in all. So on my paper, I'm going to go ahead and create that bar model that they have shown you on top. And it's just like our part whole model. So I'm going to put the whole number up here, which says 875. And it says that's what he has in all. That was the very first sentence. So I'm not going to do anything else yet, because remember, in our multi-step word problems, it says number 1, read the whole problem first. Number 2, work out, write, show one sentence at a time. So we did. Here's our whole number. So I'm going to write our whole or total amount on top. Okay, so that's right here. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and read the next sentence. The next sentence says, he gives his castle set to a friend. Well, let's look at that sentence. What does that mean, he gives his castle set to a friend? Well, if I'm giving something away, that means that I no longer have it. So I'm going to subtract. I'm going to take away from what I already have because I don't have it anymore. So going back to our problem, to show that, I'm going to put the amount of pieces that were in the castle set. And just in case you weren't looking at the pictures, remember, use your text features. It shows you in the pictures that the castle has how many pieces? 257 pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and put that 257 pieces as one of my parts, because 257 plus however many that I'm looking for would give me 875, which is how many pieces Jamie has right now. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and solve this problem. I'm not done, but remember, it says draw pictures, show your work, use your known strategies. We have to do one problem at a time. So I'm going to come back over and I'm going to subtract. So I'm going to put 875 minus 257. Okay, I'm going to think about my strategies and regrouping. I cannot take 7 from 5, so if there's more on the floor, I go next door. I'm going to cross off the 7, make it a 6, and take that 10 and add it to 5. So what is 10 plus 5? Hopefully you said 15. Okay, I'm going to cross those out. 15 minus 7, what is 15 minus 7? I'll give you a second. Think about it. Yes, 8, if you said 8. 6 minus 5, what is 6 take away 5? 1. And then 8 minus 2. Think about what, if I take 2 from 8, it's 6, okay? So the missing number that we have right here is 618. So I'm gonna go ahead and put 618 as my missing number. Now, does that mean I'm finished? No, I still have to read the rest of the problem. So I'm going to go back up to the problem. I know now that Jamie has 618 pieces left because he started with 875 and he gave his castle pieces, which were 257, to a friend. Now let's continue. Jamie then buys the helicopter set. Oh, that's the sentence. I'm stopping there. I'm not going on. He buys the helicopter set. Well, it doesn't tell me how much, so I need to go over to the picture, and it says 229 pieces. So he's buying 229 pieces. Well, how many pieces did he have left from the other problem that we did? Well, we said it's 618. So let's create a new bar graph. So I'm going to put, now that I have 2 parts, I have 618 pieces from the first one that we solved. So this was our amount that we had. And now I'm going to add the 229 pieces that he just bought. So if I'm buying something, I have an original amount and I'm buying something, which means it's going to give it to me. What do I need to do? I need to add. Okay, so let's look at the next sentence. How many building pieces does Jamie have now? So it's saying have now. How many does he have now at this moment? He bought the helicopter set after he gave his friend his castle set. So now we have to do what we just said. We have to add. We have to add these two numbers together. So we're going to go ahead and add them together. 618 plus 229. Don't forget to regroup and all your other, make sure you're lining up your numbers with the correct place value. So I have 8 plus 9. What is 8 plus 9? That gives me 17. I carry the 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. And then I add the last column, 6 plus 2 equals 8. So we have a total now of 847 pieces. So where does that 847 pieces go? It goes in the top with the total amount. Okay, so now he ends up with 847 pieces. Well, if you look at the multi-step word problems directions, on the last one it says reread the question. So let's go back and reread the question. It says, how many building pieces does Jamie have now? Well, after everything we did, Jamie now has 847 total pieces. So that is our answer to this problem, is Jamie has, and I'm going to write it in a complete sentence, Jamie has 847 pieces. Okay, it's a little less than he started with, but it doesn't matter. I guess that's what he wanted. All right, so now let's look at number 2. Number 2 says, how can you estimate to check if your answer is reasonable? And explain. So let's look at our numbers. Remember, estimating is pretty much rounding our numbers. So what are we going to do? We have 257. I can round that to 260. I have 618. I can round that to 620. If I add them together, it gives me 880. And Jamie has a total of 847 pieces. Okay. I mean, it's pretty much, it's higher, but it's still close enough. So that's how you would estimate your answer. So he has about, we would write Jamie has about 880 pieces. And that would be close enough. Remember, it's an estimate. You're trying to get close enough to the pieces. All right, guys, I hope that helped you. Go ahead and work on page 132 and work on numbers 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I'm going to ask that your parents take a picture of 7 and 8 for me and send that through Remind, so that way I can see how you did, check your work, and then we can get back together. This is how Miss Slaughter's going to be posting these videos to help with modeling. Go back, pause them, restart them again, look through them, and hopefully this will help you. All right, guys, good luck. And that is just day 1, so have fun with day 1, and I will talk to you again later. Bye, guys.